Yes, I am the big dummy who's cooking outside today. I'm so excited. All right, so today I'm making my pizzas. I'm so excited. So I have here my pizza crust, and I made it yesterday and let it do its thing. And as you can see, it's very, very bubbly. So I'm gonna divide this up into my dough balls, and then I'll roll them out, and we'll get this party started. So the recipe for this pizza dough will be in the description below for you guys, and I will make a video on it. I just wanted to test it out first, make sure it didn't suck. So it's real simple. It's literally just flour, yeast, water, and thyme, basically, and salt. The important thing is that you try and use this type 00 flour. I think it's because it has a higher gluten content, and so it holds up better in a wood fire pizza oven with that high heat. Other pizza crusts are used to like 425, 450, 475 even. This can handle the, the 900 degrees, the 800 degree type ovens. And so this is the kind of flour you're looking for, is some sort of type 00 flour. But I'm gonna set him off to the side for just a second because we need to make our sauce first. So this sauce is fairly simple. It doesn't need to be extravagant. It doesn't need to be excessive. But all I'm using is a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, some minced garlic. The one thing that I do splurge on is San Marzano tomatoes. I want this to be quality pizza sauce. I just want it to be a solid pizza sauce. And you don't have to add a bunch of stuff to help make it sweet. It has natural sweetness in the tomatoes, okay? And I'm gonna dump this in my sauce pot. And you can leave them in there whole while it heats up, or you can take like a masher or put a glove on and use your hands and bust them up a little bit. But leave them kind of chunky and then let it cook down. And then once it cooks down, then take an immersion blender to it, or a blender or whatever, and then blitz it. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat on to medium low. You don't want this to bubble too fast. You want it to give it a chance to kind of break down a little bit. Next, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of garlic. And then if you want, you can even kind of use your spoon or fork or knife or whatever, kind of press them up against the sides of your pot and smash them a little bit. But this style of pizza is about as close to Neapolitan as it gets without being too scientific. And honestly, none of it's authentic unless you actually go to Italy and go to a Naples restaurant or whatever and get Neapolitan style pizza. Like that's just how it works. Like unless you're going to Italy, like this is about as close as it's gonna get. And unless I'm making my own fresh mozzarella, which I am not, because I don't have time for that, and that's too much of a process that I don't wanna risk. And I haven't done it in a really long time, so there's that too. Like I said, it's still gonna be pretty thick until it has a chance to break down. But there's that. Next, I'm gonna add about a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, then I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of salt to this. Okay, and then lastly, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And that is that. Again, you don't need to do a whole lot, especially when it comes to San Marzano style tomatoes. It doesn't need to be extravagant. And this should take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to maybe an hour if you really want it to reduce, but it doesn't need a whole lot. And if it's too thick for you, add a little bit of water. Add about anywhere from like a 1/4 cup to a ½ cup of water. All right, so I've turned it down to low, and now I'm gonna hit it with my immersion blender. I'm still leaving some chunks of tomato in here. I don't want to leave too many because I don't need it to be that chunky, but a little bit is nice. But there's still some chunks in there, but let's give this guy a taste. I'm gonna add a little bit more pepper to this. Just a little bit. Give it some heat, but we're just gonna let him go, and then we're gonna get going on our pizza dough. We're gonna form our pizza dough. And the toppings, all I'm doing is some fresh mozzarella, our sauce, some basil, and then once it's cooked, we'll drizzle some olive oil on it. Flour my board real good, because this will be very sticky. Very, very sticky. This will also help keep it from sticking in the oven as well. If you have any semolina flour, that'll be good too. But let's go ahead and portion out our dough. So I want about a 250 gram ball. That's about 260, that's fine. But now we're just gonna form this into our pizza ball. Then we're gonna stretch this into our dough. And when you're doing your stretches, just kind of let gravity do its thing. I'm giving it light tugs, but I'm letting it hang because you want this to not be worked as much as possible, and it will stretch on its own. It will do its own thing in its own time, but I'm just giving this a little help, and I don't want this to be horribly thin. Okay, it's a somewhat circle. It's not the best circle, but there. Okay. All right, so I let my sauce cool down a little bit. So now, go ahead and ladle her on there. And again, I want some of the chunks in there. And I don't want to over sauce it, because then we have a bigger problem. But now I'm going to take some of my mozz, and I'm just going to tear it into nice chunk. Okay, and then we're going to take about 5 or 6 basil leaves and just kind of tear them up. Get some of those oils released from them. Okay, and there is that. So let's put this on the pizza peel. This guy. And if you have a wooden pizza peel, use a wooden pizza peel. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, let's go fire up the pizza oven. Alright, so Gabe made a little bit of a mess. Gabe got a little chaotic. But we got one. Isn't too hateful. It's a little smaller because I kind of rushed it. But we're going to pretend that we don't see that part. But this is what we were aiming for. And this just got a little too close to the flame. That's all. A little char never hurt nobody. But let's try it out. So let's try a nice big one. Even though it's a little burnt. It is what it is. The only bad thing about this one is this is just what happens when you get a little away from it, and that's okay. That's why we're learning. But I mean, it's got a nice crumb to it, so it's not the worst. I am gonna drizzle just a little bit of olive oil on this guy. Cheers. Probably will use a little less sauce because that didn't help with making the crust stick. I also need to get a wooden pizza paddle that I need to invest in, but there will be plenty of other pizzas to make. Honestly, the little bit of char that I did get kind of adds some flavor. Like I said, that's a little aggressive for me, but the crust has a nice chew to it. This will definitely take some learning, but that's why this is the first pizzas, and these are why these are the test subjects. It's still pretty solid. Definitely having a super hot oven definitely helps. Making sure that pizza oven is as high as it can go, because then you get a little bit of rise to it. Like this guy. This guy got a little bit of rise to him. This one's solid. I could have cooked this guy a little bit longer because he was a little thicker. The crust is really good, and I'm gonna do a video on the crust. This is a solid pizza. This is the kind of stuff that I was looking forward to. Honestly, it did not disappoint. But I'm excited to make different kinds of pizzas. And once I start making more, this will get a lot easier. And honestly, in the summertime, when there's not a bunch of snow on the ground, this will get a lot easier to do too. Well guys, there you have it. OONI wood-fired Neapolitan style pizza. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. If you guys have any ideas that I should try, any pizza suggestions I should try, let me know in the comments below. If you guys are new, make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, peace out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Yeah, that was kind of tasty. That was not bad. Not bad at all.